Amigos, welcome back to lesson number 9. In the previous lesson, we talked about the matrix of motivation and competence. Now we're going to look at a little bit more detail into what is called the performance evaluation. Now, some of you are maybe already doing various different performance evaluations on some kind of regular or irregular basis, etc. But what if you have a system? So you do it more systematically so that you constantly are looking where we at, how are we doing, what do we need to improve on, etc. So we have put together here a special, we call it performance evaluation. It's a very simple one. Now, this particular one, it is for a salesperson. So let's say you have a salesperson in your team, and imagine for a moment, what if you sit down as a sales director once a month, you sit down with each salesperson in your team one by one, maybe for half an hour, 1 hour, and you look over these key points. How are they doing in these different areas or with their different activities? So if you see here, so on the left there is a list. Here we have put together 10 points, and here we have the name of these different activities. The next column is the scoring, which the scoring could be 1 to 5, like say using 1 to 5 star system. And then we have the performance improvement plan. So this is just as an example, as a template, what you can do. You can change it around, etc. And this performance evaluation can be done for any job in the company. Doesn't matter, it can be done with a security guard, cleaning lady, IT people, financial people, sales people, marketing, with the executives, etc. The only thing is the activities, of course, will be different. For a salesperson, it's different from a bookkeeper, for example. So if we look at it in point number 1, so let's say I'm the sales director and you are the salesperson. So we sit down together and we talk about how are you doing in bringing new clients into the company. The first sale, how many first sales have you done? And the scoring can be 1 to 5. And here what we can do, if we have, let's say, a sales team of 10 or 20 people, then we can also look at who is doing how much. So you can kind of have some comparison. Or if you can compare to other companies, how are they doing in new sales or first sales, etc. So let's say in this case with this person, it's level 2, which is an unacceptable level. The person is not so good. He does bring some new sales, but not a lot, and we're not really satisfied with it. Then the second level is repeat sales. So here we feel, okay, it's an acceptable level. It's not extraordinary, but it's also not unacceptable. It's kind of a normal, acceptable level. Point 3, we can call it the sales conversion. So how many meetings do you have and how many deals do you make out of these meetings, which is your conversion in sales. So if you do 10 meetings and you have 1 sale, then we could say your conversion is 10%. And then let's say in this case, you can compare the conversion between the different salespeople. So if your best salespeople, let's say their conversion is 40%, and somebody only has 10% selling the same thing to the same market, etc., then you could say what is extraordinary, what is unacceptable, etc. And point number 4, how is this person doing as a team player? Do this person get along with others? They have this team spirit? Do they like being here in the company, etc.? Because you can have somebody who is very good at their own job, but they don't get along as a team player. Now, just a couple of points here. When you do this performance evaluation, you have different ways of doing it. Like I said now, you can do it once a month, sit down with a person. You can even give to each person a blank performance evaluation. So you have the activities, but they write themselves the scoring. How do they see themselves? And you write down how you see them. And then when you sit down together, you can compare a little bit. Now, this is not the same as in school when you do your examinations, etc. It's quite informal. You want people to look forward to these performance evaluation. You drink coffee or tea or whatever, so that people feel it's not to penalize them, but to talk about how can we improve things, how can we make things better, etc. And if you give a low scoring, let's say in this case here as a team player, then I will have to explain specifically why do I give you only one as a team player, with some specific examples. And point number 5, customer service. How well are you caring for the client? Not just your own clients, but also the clients of other salespeople in the company. Point 6, your professional look. How are you dressed? How do you look, etc.? Are you clean, presentable, etc.? Here could be 5, for example. 7, professional growth. Are you growing? Are you developing yourself? Do you want to be better? Some people, I've seen it so many times, they don't want to grow. For me, it's a little bit strange. I'm kind of thinking, why do they not want to improve themselves? Why do they don't have this desire, ambition to become better? Because life, we could say, it is a long learning process. And of course, some of the reason could be they've had bad experiences and other problems connected and so on. And point number 8, motivation. How is your energy level, your motivational level? How much are you involved in things? Are you responsible? The same as number 9, your responsibility level. Do you care for the company? If there's a problem in the company, maybe it's not your direct area of responsibility, but you help your colleagues to solve their problems, etc. And point number 10, it is time management. How well is your time management? Do you come on time? Do you finish your things on time? Do you have order in your time? Are you planning out your things, etc.? Some people are very good at time management, and some people are not very good at time management. So this we call a performance evaluation. So you do the scoring. I put here as a 1 to 5. You can use another system if you like, doesn't matter. And then you have to write here performance improvement plan. So here you write to each point, how are they going to improve this specific area? So of course you kind of start with the more bigger problem areas. Now, why this is also very important to have such a performance evaluation system in the company. If you're the director, I don't know if you have ever had to fire somebody because their performance was not good enough, which could be very uncomfortable, both for the director and for the person who has to be fired. But if you have a system of this performance evaluation in place, so let's say you sit down with a person and he's not doing very well, in this case, as a team player, it's only one. Then you say to the person, listen, you need to change this area because if you don't change, I have problems with the other team members, etc. So this is a warning. And then you discuss exactly what they need to do, how to improve it. Do they need to study something, learn something, or get a mentor, whatever you need to do to fix it. Now, the following months, if they still didn't improve it, you say, hey, I see you didn't improve this area. Why not? What's the problem? Is it because you don't want to do it or you don't know how to do it? Now you start digging and you say to them, listen, I told you before, it's a warning. I cannot keep you in the team if you don't care or take care of your things, etc. So it is a warning. And then if the next month they still didn't fix it, then you maybe have to say to them, listen, I've given you several chances, several warnings. It's up to you. I love you as a person. I love your family. You're a good person. I know it. But my responsibility is the success of the team. It's the same if you have a football coach or manager. who does he keep in the team who's going to play in this season or these games, etc. It's not about being a nice person. It's about the team winning the game. So you have to be quite tough sometimes, but you do it in a good way. So, and this performance evaluation really can help you to do it in that way. All right, so amigos, now if you are not the director, or if you are the director, then sit down, discuss it with your team, clarify doing this performance evaluation with your boss. So look at, can we do this? How do we do it? How often do we need to do it? What should be the key points? I have put here together 10 points. Maybe you only want 7 points or you want 15 points. For me, it doesn't really matter how exactly you do it. The purpose of it is to help people so they can improve on their most important activities. Because just like in sport or in artist or any other activity, we are constantly looking at how to improve things. So we're living in a world today which is an amazing evolution. Even sometimes it's a little bit revolution of new technologies, etc. Like the iPhone was a revolution in the cell phone industry. Now we have with the AI and ChatGPT, etc. It's also a new revolution. But otherwise, we have this evolution of constant improvements. And as a team player, teamwork, we also need to improve how to work better, etc. And by doing that, you will be more proud because you have better result. The company will be more successful. And I don't know you. I prefer to be part of a company or a team that are very successful than a team which is not very successful. All right, so amigos, over to you. Discuss it, look at it, write it down, and talk to your colleagues. What do you think? And I know this is maybe new for some of you. You might not like it. It's okay, I understand. But then see what is fitting for you. All right, do the assignments, and I see you at the next lesson.